is not looking good. Get him, get him,
now
get him,
he's
get
too
him.
far away. I
Get
can't
him.
reach him.
You can reach him.
No, I can't. Ugh, he's too far.
Have you seen how long the sword is? How can that reach that far?
I don't know what I'm doing.
He knows Sephiroth. Come on.
Oh!
The singing Djinn.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
Voice is too strong. Now you have to sing this too.
You're so weak, and I'm so strong. I punched your lights out, now run along.
Oddly enough, I didn't have those lyrics memorized.
I'm hurting. I need some chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
Oh! If I don't do that, I'll be at 1 HP for the next few battles, which is not good.
Flesh. There's nothing but flesh.
Don't worry, we'll come back later when we're stronger. Then
Yeah.
maybe we can beat him.
We just discovered our motivation for this game to become stronger, to defeat Gato.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause we gotta earn
Oh, what's Marl's name?
Marl's name is Hana. H-A-N-A.
I would like to let everyone know that we still have 3 names left to name in Chrono Trigger, including Frog, Isla, and Robo. So get your donations in now if you want to snipe that name and name it after whatever it is you can come up with.
So nice that you don't have to do the candy skip in
Yeah. There is actually a
That's
way
a
to
New Game
skip this
Plus.
here, but you'd only do it in a New Game Plus because otherwise when you come back through here, it'll trigger the scene anyway. So it's not worth it in any percent.
Tobin could kind of look like Sabin, I guess. Not a well-aged Sabin, although I don't see Sabin building any technical devices.
This machine is powered by suplexes.
That I could see him building.
More of a wrecking ball than a building block.
Oh wait, there he goes. That looks more like Sabin.
She turned into sparklies.
He's a save point. Doesn't Luca doesn't go with her, huh? With him.
No, she comes later
Okay.
after she creates the gate.
Yep. And we get the biology lesson.
I'm not remembering that
Yeah,
part.
you're all confused. You'll see.
Yeah.
Yep, lots of confused. I have played this game before.
FF6 isn't the only game with insta babies.
All right.
Oh man. Strong children.
These are minions of Gato trying to stop us.
If I hadn't eaten that guy's lunch, then I'd be at 1 HP here. And I'd be dead right there. So. His lunch went to a good cause.
And
If you're
right
fast
there.
enough, you won't get any attacks here. I guess I wasn't. Okay, now for the hardest skip in the game. I do it the slow way. So it works for me. There we go.
Yeah, one thing that makes Chrono Trigger that's kind of very unique about the Chrono Trigger speedrun is that a lot of the challenge is more about avoiding battles than fighting them. Because a lot of the basically all of the battles in this game are based around touching triggers. And some of them are unavoidable, but a lot of them, if you walk in special patterns, you can just bypass them completely. That last one's one of the most difficult ones in the entire game, just because it's meant to be unavoidable, but if you kind of walk in stutter steps during kind of a specific time, then you can avoid it.
Yeah, that one there in Truce Canyon, I have to avoid 4 times in the run. There's a faster way to do it than what I did there, but whenever I try it, it never works for me. So I found if I just wait until the enemy's on screen for like a second or so, then it works.
Oh.
This song has all the feels.
Yeah, you should hear the full version, but we won't in this run.
Nope. There's a lot of things we won't be seeing and hearing in this run.
Yes.
She broke.
Yep. She went to where you fight the final boss in Chrono Cross, actually, where dead timelines go.
What? She's a princess. That looks like a kid, not a baby, though.
Yeah.
Insta-kid.
Insta genealogy.
Yeah.
Insta time paradox.
So with the insta time paradox, where does
Okay,
Princess
so I'm gonna
reappear?
be doing a glitch here.
Oh.
Normally, you're not able to unequip things. Oh, come on. But I just unequipped Luca.
Yeah. One of the rules of this run too is that less is more. If you take off your armor and shield, then you you get a bonus to your magic attack power, and then you get a pretty high level of resistance to 3 of the 4 kinds of elements in this game.
I think it's only 2. It's only fire and lightning you get resistance to.
Or it's
No, what is it?
It's
Lightning and
lightning.
shadow.
I thought you get ice too. I thought it was just fire you don't get in the English
Maybe
version.
it is.
Pretty sure it's 3 of them, but
Regardless.
I don't
Yeah,
run into
pretty
many
good.
ice attacks,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure.
it's the important ones.
Yes. So I fought that other battle first so that Chrono would learn Cyclone, and then I can use it on these guys.
We don't really fully understand why that glitch does what it does, but kind of deleting theories because of the whole Blackbird sequence later in the game where you get all your equipment taken away. The game kind of pumps you up a bit without equipment so that you won't die against the battles you have to fight without armor.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no!
I really don't want them to use their slow spell.
Yeah, I know there's a way to RNG manipulate this fight, but it requires deleting all of your save files before you start the run.
That wasn't bad though. Yesterday when I was practicing, I got like 8 slow spells. It was so bad. Oh, I'm gonna need Frog's name in just a minute.
He should be named Flex after what he's about to do.
Frog Flex.
You could always do something about it.
He looks at Fox. Hey, Setzer. No. No. Unfortunately, Glenn has not won.
Okay, what's his name then?
Froggy. Just add an E at the end of that.
Froge.
Oh, Froge, is that what it is?
Roach has taken the top spot.
Froge Flex!
How do you get in?
Oh, come on. You didn't want to play the organ.
Organ Flex? Ah. No Flex.
No Flex after
I'm getting better all the time.
Yeah.
Do we have a few minutes to read donations, Carrie?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have a $50 donation from an anonymous donor that simply says, I don't have the patience for speedrunning, but I do enjoy watching others blaze through them. It's fascinating watching the games I put so many hours in be wrecked by clever moves and weird glitches. I don't have any personal story about diabetes, but I do appreciate all the time and effort events like these do to spread awareness. Funding research like this will increase the chances that I don't have a story to tell about someone I know suffering from such a terrible condition. Hail to the great and powerful Trixie. Also, XY down up. We also have a $20 donation from Zeltiti, which doesn't have a donation. Thank you. We have a $1 donation from Cianto that simply says, I'd like to name Red 13 Spudnik.
Thanks, Santa.
We have a $5 donation from an anonymous donor that simply says, let the runs continue to fight diabetes. Put this money towards naming Red 13 Ariel. What do you mean that's not a male name? It totally is. I know more male Ariels than female ones.
Sputnik crashed and burned before he got off the ground. Thanks for the donation, Santa.
Oh, now he does critical.
Apparently smacking them with a gun does more damage than shooting them with the gun.
At close range. It's all right. We're not too far
just
in.
getting started. All right, so coming up in this next room is where the fun starts.
Yes.
Ooh.
So there's been quite a few changes to the route for this game over about the past year and a half or so because of some new glitches that have been discovered. You're gonna see 2 of them kind of combined together right here. The first one is called the fade out glitch, and that's where when you go through a door and then you can interrupt it by going in and out of the menu and buffer until you can do some other stuff. But one of the things you can do is hit a save point while in the effects of the fade out glitch. That then lets you save anywhere, basically, until you get to a room that has a real save point in it, and then that cancels the glitch. But what she's doing here is she's using the save anywhere glitch to save inside the trigger for the Yakra battle. And then that makes some magic happen.
Ah, I didn't quite get high enough to the trigger. No, come on.
Requires precise timing.
This one isn't very hard. I just kind of messed it up. See if I can get a little closer. Let's try that.
So sorry, what are you doing here?
You'll see.
She's triggered
Yep.
the
No, I'm
boss
still
fight
not.
and saving, so then she can load it
Okay, I'm gonna go
after
back.
the boss fight has been triggered and still be able to move around and still being frozen in place, and then something fun
Just a
happens.
second.
She wouldn't fight the boss.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's try it there.
Broken script in the game, and it's so awesome.
There we go.
All right. So yeah, using the save anywhere glitch to save and reset inside the trigger for the Yakra battle has some interesting effects. Like,
Just walk out.
yep, like being able to kind of just go walk and rescue the queen while Yakra is gloating about being about to kill you.
When the fight's about to start, they're going to take their battle poses, and then Chrono's going to be moving around in an
There,
interesting
we're
way.
ready.
Yeah.
She does actually have to be careful. If she moves too far up here, it'll actually trigger the boss fight, even though she technically skipped
Yeah.
it.
There.
Oh, there we
Fight's
go.
over.
Yakra just chilling up there.
Yep.
Hey, what about me up here? They just everyone just ignores him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nope.
I knew I wanted to watch this run, but I didn't realize there were crazy mini tricks like this.
It's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
It's just
Yeah,
getting
it's
started
only the
too.
beginning.
Okay, I'm
It gets better.
gonna pass this over
It gets better.
since you have more intelligent things to say. I just have random commentary.
Your commentary is excellent with that. Not trying.
I had a run that finished at just like 5:30, so I just slept in a small amount.
Oh, that's bad.
How'd the end of it go? I zonked out around Dead Sea.
The end actually went pretty well. I gained some time somewhere, and I have absolutely no idea where. Because I wound up being much further ahead of 9 hours than I anticipated.
Nice.
I would like to take a moment to let everyone know
Now
that
she's
we
coming back from the Tesseract.
are only about $100 away from suplexing the train. So get those donations in. Get that train suplexed, people. Don't let suplexel down. Yeah.
XY down up, learn it, live it, love it.
This part with Marl is part of what makes me confused about how nonchalantly they decide they're just going to change history coming up. Because she was experiencing what happens when history changes against her favor, and she's clearly shaken and scared. And then she's the one that proposes, let's just change history.
Yeah. That is one of the kind of nice bits of continuity they had between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, is that they go a little further with what happens to timelines that get interfered with.
Yeah, that's part of the fun that is the Dead Sea area of the game.
Yeah, and if you look closely at like the bubbles that are flying by during the final battle, you can see you can see stuff that's like from dead timelines too.
Yeah.
Now, coming back this way, you can't escape this battle. Or at least no one's found a way yet.
Well, you can't avoid it.
There's a trick here with running away, that if you go into the menu and wait for like half a second and then exit, you'll run away immediately.
Yeah, I think the way it works is that, there's a hidden counter that goes up while you're holding the shoulder buttons, and when it reaches a certain value, you run away. But if you go into the menu, the battle is paused, but the counter is still increasing. So then when you go out of the menu, you automatically run away.
All right, I think we need to get our revenge.
Time for revenge. Hey, the lunch is back. All right, me, call me.
Oh, I just skipped
Oh,
it.
what?
Oh,
No!
Oh.
No, I think.
I can't run away.
Oh, I think
I'm
this
so
is.
used to skipping text. Sorry, guys.
I think this is an illegitimate Gato battle now.
We'll come back.
If you beat him, technically you have to listen to the other portion of the song you have to sing is the wind theme now.
You can never have enough Gato, though.
I agree.
Okay,
Denton,
we'll
take her
sing this
control.
part.
Denton, take her
I'm
control.
so sorry, guys. Okay.
She can't push the buttons now.
Okay, good enough.
Ask you one, here's 15 points. Now wasn't that fun? Such an amazing translation.
I know.
Yeah.
Matches the music so well.
Yeah.
In the sense you quickly left the building.
Gato's presence in Chrono Cross makes me sad because he's in pieces in Luca's house at the
Yep.
orphanage.
Yep.
And then the orphanage is burning down and he's left inside.
We're all getting so sad.
Chrono Cross is pretty mean to the main cast of Chrono Trigger. It's pretty willy-nilly about doing bad things to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so broken up over that. I think I need some of these.
Clearly.
The Swedish fish are like comfort food.
Yeah.
I like how the Chancellor is just the same sprite without even any real differences.
I mean, they at least made the king look different in the
Yeah.
different time periods.
Soldiers.
And the soldiers, yeah.
And the queen. I think. Yeah, the chancellor's the same.
Jennifer, obviously, being at such an advanced age, has amazing hops.
On stairs, no less. That's pretty dangerous.
So this part, if you weren't like playing around with fighting Gato and stealing lunches, it's actually about 8 seconds faster to be found guilty than not guilty. It saves about 8 seconds of dialogue.
Just, oh yeah, text, okay.
Yeah, that's all it does. But if you hadn't done, if I hadn't stolen the lunch, that's the thing that's going to change it. If I hadn't done that, when I first ran into Marl, I went and picked up the pendant before talking to her, which penalizes you here. Then if you just change your answers here on some of the questions, then it's possible to be found guilty. But it's random because the second jury guy, it's just random whether he says guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
You can manipulate all the others, but not him.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect the next part of the game substantially. Although if you're found not guilty, you get some free items. I think it's some ethers, based on how many jurors voted not guilty.
Yeah, but I don't even pick those up, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There, I was supposed to say that Marl did. I was just mashing it and not paying attention. But
So we're back to being random now?
yeah, I think so.
Because you only did the lunch extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then the second juror is going to be our tipping point here.
Okay.
Our hung juror.
No, I've never been a thief. I don't know what happens here because I don't normally do this. I don't really remember this part.
Rib speed run.
Like, you know.
Yeah, I like how he shakes his head. Nom nom nom.
That was totally what happened.
Yeah.
He stole from a poor, helpless man. So then here you say yes. So you admit. Okay, so let's see. Okay, who thinks guilty and who thinks not guilty?
I think Marathon Luck, not guilty.
I know, that's why I'm gonna go with not guilty.
It's
Okay,
this
let's
guy
see
right
this
here.
guy. He's the one who.
Ooh.
Guilty.
It's guilty.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. You are going to die.
The audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how people are looking for bloodshed.
I'd whistle if I could.
Probably a bad idea with a Levon.
Yeah.
I'm guilty. Wow. I was very guilty.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love how they're all the old guy sprite.
It's probably because I lied about stealing the lunch.
Yeah.
I lied. They're like, we have a witness.
You've been found guilty, Rip.
Hey, Carrie, you know that Key Paladin's sitting over there with a great-looking Quiznos cell. Go steal it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if it was like a chocolate donut.
Oh.
Well, it is his lunch too.
Yeah, it's literally his lunch.
Get looks over. Tag team.
Yeah.
There's a couple interesting skips coming up that don't have anything to do with the fade out glitch. There are a couple with that as well, but in this area, once you get out of your cell, there's a couple guards that are around. The normal ones with the shield. If you can get behind them and examine them, Chrono will just knock them out. Which
Yeah,
some
because I
of
think this
them-
prison takes the cake for worst prison ever, just because they don't actually take away his sword when they lock him up. At least other prisons and RPGs, they at least take away your weapons and you have to go get them back. But,
Dalton is smarter than these guys. He takes away all your
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
even all of your accessories. But there's one of the guards in particular that it may look like you can't get around behind him to knock him out. And he will sometimes just stand there in the wrong position, refusing to behave for about 10 seconds or so.
Down.
Why does this work in every RPG? You just bang on the bars or just make a lot of noise, and the guards get upset and try to fight you.
I wanted to tickle you.
I don't know, I kind of like IOGs though, because you have a mysterious pig come and give you a key to the cell door to let you out. You do have a lot of ways to get out of this prison though, like if you just wait for 3 days to pass, which takes a couple minutes, then you get taken to be executed, but then Lucas saves you. Or you can actually just run around that guy in A2 instead of knocking him out, but then you have to fight both of the guards.
Yeah.
And these guys you can slide right through.
Yeah, that's just have to be standing in a very particular spot in the middle. It's important to get that right.
That was one of the ones I
run
made
away
sure
from
to
them.
learn even as a kid, just because I hated fighting those
Yeah.
guys, because of
Yes.
having to wait for them to open their shields to actually be able to fight them.
Yeah, but if you miss that little dodge, you can't run away and you will have to kill them, so.
So I'm curious.
Critical.
Does the lost experience from your fighting Yakra have lots of ramifications, or?
Not really.
There's a glitch that she'll be setting up soon, which will counteract that.
You mean the unequip?
Yeah.
She already did
Oh,
that.
she already
yeah.
did
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are these guys random, or do they follow
Yeah,
a pattern?
no, they're random.
Okay.
They're
I love the noise
horrible.
it makes when he knocks them out. It just goes clunk.
Okay.
Yeah. And you really don't want to get caught here too, just because the reset
Turn
that
around.
the reset she did for skipping Yakra is also going to manipulate the RNG for the dragon tank battle. But if you get into extra battles that are not planned, like those guards, then it messes it up.
We have a couple minutes to read donations real fast.
Okay, well, just 1 second. I'm gonna skip this next battle here. Normally
Yeah.
this one is forced, but if you
Yeah,
use
but
the
if
fade
you
out
use
glitch,
just use the fade out glitch, and then after you step into the trigger for fighting those guards, it clears it out. But then releasing the fade out glitch makes you finish going through that door that you almost did. So when you come back, the guards are gone.
Yeah, instead of hitting menu again, you just let the game catch up and it bounces you back to the previous room.
Yeah, because you interrupted you going through a door.
Yeah.
And whenever you stop buffering the menu, then you finish going through the door.
So it used to be that this boss was really hard in a speedrun, but since we unequipped Luca, it becomes